victory. Tonight, they hope to keep their pulse ticking with a win against the Boston Blazers.
With the MILL season at its midpoint, playoff strategy is crucial. The Boston Blazers need to reformulate their plan after losing last week to the defending champion Wings. They'll also need to erase the memory of losing 2 in a row to the Saints last year.
You know, we played New York. New York had everything to win and nothing to lose. They were not having a very good season. We came down here, quite frankly, New York put together a very good game. We didn't have a very good game, and we lost that.
I think we took New York a little lightly. You know, they were 0-6, and we kind of just came in and thought we could just, you know, walk away with the game, and they were fired up, and, you know, they took it to us.
The Blazers cannot afford to live in the past. They need a win tonight to keep playoff hopes alive. The Saints could become giant killers. With a 3-4 record, they are still alive. On a 2-game win streak, the Saints hope to repeat last year's bashing of the Blazers and find their way into the postseason. But it won't be easy living up to the expectations of new coach Vinny Pfeiffer.
Our first goal is to get to the playoffs, because once you arrive in the playoffs, anything can happen.
He's got a great strategy for us. We're all working hard in practices. I think if all goes well for us, that you're going to see us right in the playoffs at the end of the year.
Only one team will find the formula for victory tonight and a shot at postseason glory. Welcome to the Nassau Coliseum for ESPN2's exclusive coverage of major indoor lacrosse. It's the Boston Blazers coming in to play the New York Saints, and a playoff is at stake. Yes, we're talking playoffs. It's a 10-game season. We're through the 7 games, and here's how they stack up. The New York Saints are down at 3-4. 2 weeks ago, they were only 1-4. Look at Boston locked in 3rd place. Well, New York wins tonight. They tie Boston for 3rd. Only 4 teams go to the playoffs. They will be a legitimate contender if they can win tonight. 2 stars to watch. Tom Ryan, a rising offensive star. 4 goals, his best career day. Last time they played New York on the 10th of February. Vinny Sombrado, a veteran, came out of retirement this year. 24 points. He's having his best year ever. The goalies, well, they're always a story. Marty O'Neill, one of Canada's best. He is steady, having another solid year in the nets for Boston. Sal Nicasio, the Mills' all-time save leader, not having a great year, about 11 points off his career save percentage. He'll be tested. The Boston Blazers in the green, orange, and white. The New York Saints, blue, silver, and white. I'm Lee Felsmo, Quinn Kesnick, and Christy Lee with me. The Saints are 7-7 lifetime against the Blazers, and they won the last meeting. Boston did 14-10. Here we go. 4 quarters, 15 minutes long, and Tap gets the face-off for Boston. Christy Lee and Quinn Kesnick will be on the sidelines. Quinn's manning the Saints bench. Christy Lee on the Boston bench will bring you close to the game. Here comes Randy Frazier, gets checked beautifully by Vinny Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer checked him and took that shot high and wide. Here come the Saints. Let's hear it for the offense. Boston's got a great scheme, a great system. If you stacked up these rosters athletically, they'd be pretty close, but the system in Boston is very, very solid, and it's been an experienced one with Ron Frazier being in the coach's chair for many years. Vinny Pfeiffer is a new coach, a new system. These guys are learning. McEntee's a great shooter, getting it in close to Huff, but Huff couldn't pull it down. Notice the tough defense in the cylinder. Boston all over you. Rodney Tapp brings it down. Boston likes to play a defensive line. That's Tapp and company. They go off now. And they like to play 2 offensive lines led by this guy with the ball right there, number 45, Tommy Carmine. He is one of the best. Got great vision. He'll look all over the field. He's got Ryan on the far side. Ryan comes in to set a pick for Blanchard. Blanchard giving it up now to Carmine. Now they got a reset shot clock.
It's all right.
No backcourt, you heard Roy Condon yelling out. You'll hear him throughout. That's our head referee, Roy Condon, who wears the white helmet. And he's mic'd. You'll hear him throughout the game. Tommy Ryan coming in. He's got some space. Looks in front. Bad shot. Was he trying to get it to Fridge? Hard to tell. He got pushed out of the cylinder where there was no angle for the right-hander. He works the left-hander. He was taking it right-handed shot, I should say. But he's a natural lefty. Look at that. And he gets checked down by Huff, who levels him. Huff just stands him up, and here comes Huff against the tough D of Boston.
Interference on the pick coming out of the box. Man leaving the field has the right of way.
All right, New York got in the way of a man for Boston coming off the field. It'll go back to Boston. Bruce Chanachuk, great All-American from Johns Hopkins. But Kesnick knows all about Chanachuk. Kesnick, a Hopkins grad. All-American 4 times there in the goal. Now we got action for Boston. Right down, Robinson puts it in the face of Sal Acacio, and he comes up big. Fast break, all alone. Borges in front. He's got Lockwood to his left. Borges. Saw Philadelphia beat Boston with fast breaks, and Borges, who's not the fastest guy in the team, really lit it up that time. Nothing but rope. He went low with it, and a lot of speed for Donnie Borges, another veteran that came back to play for Vinny Pfeiffer. He was a tremendous offensive star for this team. Roy Cotton saying wait. They get possession. They'll give it on a technicality to Boston. It's 1-0 the Saints early here in the first quarter. And now the give and go on the right-hander side. Sal Acacio brushes that one away. As we get into the game, Rick Kesnick will tell us about the padding, because the padding is beefed up on Sal Acacio. Borges with a big first goal, and Hughes got him.
Donnie, big goal right there, getting you guys on the board. 71st career goal. Talk to me about getting off to a good start against Boston.
We just came off. We wanted to push the ball up the field. Brian O'Keefe got me with a nice feed, and they were subbing, and I got a breakaway and put a nice shot in the lower corner.
Donnie Borges, Leaf, he's been around this league a long time. 71 career goals.
And he is a very predictable shooter. He's a great shooter, but he likes the right hand. He will dive out. He dove, even though that was a fast break. He kind of left his feet after the shot. But Borges probably used up every inch of speed he had and did a great job on the fast break, taking advantage of Boston the way Philadelphia did last week. Shot clock violation, possibly. No, a pick. Oh, no, we've got a
timeout, David.
2-minute penalty. Lockwood, 21, goes into the box. It'll be a penalty on New York. And Eric Saramat, power play for Boston coming up. But New York with an early 1-0 lead. By Bryant Lacrosse Equipment, the first name in lacrosse equipment and apparel. Sim, Leif Elsmo with you. We want to show you some of the movers and shakers to make these offenses click. Darren Lowe is a good-looking guy, a rookie for the New York Saints. He comes from Brown, where he was one of the leading all-time scorers coming out of that program. He graduated in '92, spent 4 years not playing. His brother likes this league. He comes in, scores 14 assists in his rookie year. He is a factor. But a big guy on Boston is Charlie Blanchard. Blanchard scores 9 goals in only 5 games. He's missed 2, and that's the story. He's got a bad hamstring, and Christy Lee, can his leg hold up throughout this whole game?
Leaf, that is definitely the question of the hour. Charlie has not missed any practices, although he did not play in the last 2 games. He was given that hamstring a rest. He wants to be tough going into the playoffs. Tonight is a big test for him. It's either go or blow, so to speak. So we hope that hamstring stays healthy, and Charlie Blanchard, a very important part of this Boston Blazer offense.
That's Carmine with the ball. He throws it to Blanchard, left-handed shooter up top. That's him nearest to you. Gives it down to Ryan. Blanchard back to Carmine. The right-hander set up Frazier down to Fridge. Ryan doesn't pick it up cleanly. Now he's going to give it back to New York. Ryan, Cardinal sin, just giving it up to the speedy Gordon Purdy. This guy's got wheels. Australian national team member. Into the middle, watch out, Sobrado! Cannot beat O'Neal, but where's the defense for Boston? New York applying a lot of pressure early. They've got a 1-0 lead. This is a power play opportunity for Boston. You saw Tapp get the ball. He came back off when they lost possession to apply a little defensive pressure. Now the 5-on-4 continues. Plenty of time for this penalty, about 1:15. You want to get a good shot, obviously. Ball movement critical. They start in a diamond, rotate to a box in the defensive end. Now in a box, moving it around. Backdoor, Ryan can't get it cleanly. Ryan has missed 2 in a row. And as this game goes on, we'll get Christy Lee to take a look at that stick. He broke 2 sticks last week. These sticks get broken in much more, I should say, important than a fielder's glove in baseball, because you do so much to customize the stick to make it to your liking. He lost 2 of them last week and had to break in a new one. It doesn't look comfortable in Ryan's hands. Carmine, back door, trying to get it to Fridge, can't do it. Good D for New York. Carmine will be open in the middle, down to Ryan. Oh, he tries to 5-hole it, can't get it clean. Back door! Blanchard finds rope. Blanchard with a redirect, beautiful job. Crowd doesn't like it. As you look at Sal Acacio, he's beefed up the pads. Look at the additional pads he's wearing. It's the redirect. Ryan doesn't get it initially. Now Blanchard comes up. He can't stop. Sal Acacio can. He's all over the floor. Huff can't block it. Blanchard gets an easy one. opportunistic goal for Charlie Blanchard, his 10th of the season, to tie it at 1. Blanchard has a big, we just talked about him, Christy Lee. How does he feel?
Charlie Blanchard, how does your hamstring feel early on in this game? Great goal.
Oh, it feels pretty good right about now. I figure I'm about 85% tonight. Hopefully it'll stay a little loose. You know, it's been tightening up on me lately. I feel good right now.
Nice backdoor goal for Charlie Blanchard, his 10th of the season.
And it was a power play goal to even the game at 1. Teams are all even strength right now. 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Stepping all over Roy Condon there. He's the chief referee. I won't let you hear him. He'll take you through this game. This is our exclusive ESPN2 coverage. Every Monday night at 7:30. That's our normal time. You may be watching on ESPN. Roy Condon calling 3 guys, making sure Boston substitutes the right amount. Carmine with great vision, looking for help. There's a cutter. Blanchard again. And Lacasio comes up huge. Lacasio with a brand new helmet. A new paint job helped by Marty O'Neill, the other goalie.
He's in the box already!
Here comes New York. Vinny Sombrado gives it back to Walter. Jason Walter, a Canadian, one of the only ones on this team. Sombrado, the give and go. And New York goes back up 2-1. Watch Sombrado. He gives it up. He's in the far top of your screen. He gave it up to Walter and went on the backdoor side, and the defense just let him slide in there a little too far. Robinson gave up on him. Vinny Sombrado snuck inside of Robinson, and Vinny Sombrado, who is usually not a big offensive threat, has 3 more goals now than he did in any other year in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. So he's having truly a career year at the age of about 37. Again, New York comes in. They have the 1-goal lead with 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Faceoffs are critical. Boston has an edge in that statistically over the season. Shot clock now down to 3. New York, they all lose it right there. Cermak could not get free. Sombrado, big year, and Hughes got him on the sideline.
Vinny's got to go on the floor right now, Leaf. Actually, he's with me. Vinny, talk to me about that last goal. Great look by Walter.
Yeah, great pass. Just did a give and go. I didn't have much room, so I just quick sticked it at his feet. I think it hit his leg, and it just trickled in. Very lucky.
How about your best year at age 37? How do you explain that?
I don't know. I just keep playing hard. Good things happen. That's all that's to it.
Vinny Sombrado, Leaf, 1980 graduate of Hofstra, 4-time World Team player.
And O'Keefe comes in and puts a lot of pressure on. You'll see New York exploding out of the bench area. They've really picked up that technique. They hadn't had it years before this. And Quint talking about Vinny Sombrado and mentioned, if you didn't hear that, 4-time national player on the U.S. team. They only play once every 4 years, folks. He played over a 16-year span. Blanchard coming into the crease is checked out by Lockwood. Picked up by Carmine. Great vision down low. Blanchard with the old slap shot. A redirect, couldn't get it in. 2-1, New York leads. Pressure, backside. Blanchard can't get it in. Sal Lacasio looks much more comfortable with the additional pass. Fast break, out of the box, Lowe. Push call gives it back to New York, but Kevin Lowe came exploding out of the box. And we'll call a timeout right now. 6:35 left in the first. The Saints continue to lead by 1. .6:33 left in the first quarter. 2-1, a 1-goal lead for New York. They've led throughout. They scored first with Borges on a fast break, and then Sombrado, who has the ball now, number 12, with a give and go. A nifty look for the veteran. Boston trying to play tough in the cylinder. They have done that throughout the career of this team, the history of this franchise. And this is the 10-year anniversary of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. Might want to remind you of that. Kevin Lowe takes the shot. That is Darren Lowe, who we featured's brother. And Kevin Lowe is an outstanding player for Princeton as they won the national championship. Shot clock under 20, but here comes Boston. Tapp has it. Stevens goes up. 2 defensive specialists. Now they give it up. Here comes Fridge out of the box. Both teams utilizing speed out of the box. One guy will go in as they fast break toward their offensive zone, and another guy comes out about 8 yards in front of where the one player left the field. You pick up space, and that's how you get the fast breaks if you do it cleanly. Shot. Hard shot by Idell.
Checks down, checks down.
Shot clock down to 2 seconds. They get a reset there, and now the ball's still loose. Picked up beautifully by McCabe. He's being ragged. They'll move it up. Todd Francis, a defensive specialist. Christy Lee has him.
Todd, we're seeing early on a lot of fast break defense on your part. You were one of the best in the leagues at this. Tell us how you do that.
Well, what we try to do is we really try to get our transition game, get the offensive guys off the field. We get about a 20-yard advantage, get those guys out there. And as long as everybody's thinking, it works out real well for us.
New York's real big on this fast break.
A lot of people have been. I think they watched the tape last week and saw Philly really killed us on it. And, you know, it's something we've been working on, and hopefully we'll do a better job on it tonight.
Todd Francis, and that's exactly right, Leaf. They did get hurt by Philadelphia last week on the fast break opportunities.
Christy Lee, Francis, one of the great players from Cornell. And look at that, 3 for New York so far. Boston without any opportunities at this point. Now they try to keep themselves from going back court. Frazier tried to lean over and get it back to Robinson. Didn't work. Here comes New York. 1-goal lead. This head-to-head rivalry has always been close. Don't expect to see a lot of scores.
He's standing right there, 27. 27 roughing. 27. 27 roughing. Stay at the bench.
Jason Walter gets called on roughing on Blanchard. Watch, right to the head. That was the call.
Roughing. 2 minutes.
You can hear Roy Condon making the call right now, and Walter goes into the old sin bin. He's in the box. He'll sit down. Power play goal by Blanchard so far is the only goal for Boston, and this is another chance to tie the game. Blanchard tied it. If you remember, it was a redirect shot. Sal had made the initial save. It bounced out. Blanchard made the opportunistic scoop and then just dunked it over his head. Let's see if Ryan, that was another problem. Ryan could not really handle the ball. Let's see if he's any more comfortable. Backside, oh, that was easy, but too easy and quick. Fridge taking his time on that one, and Locascio got there. When you go pipe to pipe, normally you don't have time to get there, but Fridge really held up his fake and gave Locascio time to go from that pipe to the other pipe. That's 4.5 feet to cover the distance. So Ryan and Fridge not really get synced down there, taking their time a little bit too much, and they lose an opportunity. 1:30 left for the penalty. 4 minutes in the quarter. New York with the ball. They're a man short. And 1-goal lead right now. Purdy takes the shot, gets a fresh shot clock. Now they'll have to watch out because here comes Tapp. New York drops back in. This carpet's giving some players trouble on that end. 2 guys have fallen with a little excuse for it. See everybody tripping around that area? Blanchard, left-handed shooter. Carmine over to Frazier. Fridge down low. Ryan backdoor. Can't get it to Ryan as New York knocks it down beautifully. Frazier, open. Check from behind. Ryan can't get it. Slapped in. Shot clock goes to 0, and the ball goes to New York. Great job defensively. Beardsley from Lockwood. Beardsley was a defensive star at Syracuse. He's a rookie on this team. O'Keefe, one of the best shooters on the New York squad. They'll eat it most of this time. They've got 27 left on the penalty and about 7 on the shot clock. Gorgeous will take one here just to get the reset. Maybe a lucky goal. Can't even get it to hit. Roy Condon's going to give it back to New York.
Official in the corner ruled a hit. New York picked it up. We reset.
That'll effectively kill a penalty. Condon called that one to give it back to New York. Good call. They saw it hit the player on the shot.
Because he said it hit him. What is it?
Good look at Vinny Pfeiffer, to his left is Norm Engelke, the other coach for the New York Saints. John Phillips. This is Gordon Purdy working it out top now to Charlie Lockwood. This is an All-American who played at Syracuse.
Hey, ball, 5 seconds. Charlie goes down.
2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. A 2-1 lead for New York. Teams at even strength. New York has just killed a power play. So Boston not looking real good. Roy Condon calls down the shot violation. We'll take a short timeout when we come back. The last 2 minutes, 21 seconds of the first quarter. Tonight, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Sunday at 6:30. RPM Tonight is televised first daily program, television's first daily program devoted to racing, and it's only on ESPN2. So don't miss it, RPM tonight. Right now we've got MILL tonight. This is our exclusive ESPN2 coverage of Major Indoor Lacrosse, the 10th year of this great indoor game. These are the best players in the world, folks. Schmitz now with Boston. They are down by 1, and New York looks very, very comfortable. Defensively, they take it back. Steve Sombrado to the far side. Back into Panetta, who couldn't pick it up. Schmitz was the only player playing defense. Back door to Panetta again. A natural righty. He wants to be on this side of the field. Boston clogs up the middle. Here comes the New York Saints. Inside, give and go. McCabe can't get it past O'Neill. Beautiful give and go, though. Started.
Hold on the gray. Going out.
Eric Saramet started. Christy Lee on the Boston sideline.
Couple of observations quickly from the bench. They want to start shooting a little higher on Sal Locascio. They feel like he's going down. They're shooting down to him. Also, the defense wants to step things up a little bit. You're going to see maybe a few harder hits, clean hits. Nobody wants to go to the penalty box, but they want to let New York know that they cannot be pushed around.
And meanwhile, Boston comes on and nails one.
He didn't push you off the ball. He's got to hit you.
A lot of confusion there. Condon calling off the penalty. Blanchard, though, gets his second goal, and Blanchard has tied single-handedly the New York Saints offense. Let's watch again. Blanchard comes in, goes to the left hand, and just takes a shot to the far pipe, and Sal can't believe it. Blanchard with great accuracy. He sees a little bit of rope, goes back to the left hand to increase his angle, and he gets it. Backside by Blanchard. Boy, did they miss him last week against Philadelphia.
Either way.
The defending champs 12-10. They didn't have Blanchard. Jason Walter in close. McEntee couldn't pick it up cleanly. Game tied at 2 in the last minute of the first quarter. Darren Fridge, shutout Kuseg last week. He is their leading goal scorer, so you know he'll be wanting to score. He's good off the ball, 32, coming in there to set the pick. Ryan. Trying to get it down low to Fridge. Fridge just nails Locascio.
I don't have him in the crease. I got him hitting the goalie. I know, I understand that. I'm saying I do not have him in the crease. I got him hitting the goalie. So he could have gotten out of the crease.
Pushed in by the blue player.
To the goalie?
To the goalie.
You got it.
All right, folks, there's Sal Locascio. And you couldn't hear it any plainer than that. Condon saw it one way, overruled by the other ref, and here's where it stays. Beautifully done by the referees. Now in close, Locascio picks it up. Now the fast break. Back door is Saramet. Saramet can't get it cleanly. Chanachuk playing D. Here comes Tap. McEntee came out of the box. Saramet was coming down. And we're down to the final 10 seconds of quarter number 1. This game is set to be a defensive struggle, and that's what it's looking like it'll be. In close, Fraser Foot. Schmitz couldn't find the 18 square feet. They'll settle this one up. The ball did not go into the net. The score will remain 2-2 as we start quarter number 2. It's getting rough at the Nassau Coliseum. Beardsley squared off against Peter Schmitz. Schmitz just missed a goal. It went over the net, and those two were going at it. As we ended the first quarter, this is what happened. Now watch Beardsley, 47, come in there and shove the ref. That'll do it for Beardsley. He'll get a penalty, not for the fight with the player, but the fact that he pushed the ref. Beardsley, rookie from Syracuse, gets a major, folks, a 4-minute penalty for Rick Beardsley. So he'll get his team into a little bit of a hole here as we start 2-2, all tied in the second quarter of action. Beardsley is a tremendous talent on the defensive end of the field for Syracuse. Good enough with the stick that he comes into this league with some ability to score, not strictly a defensive specialist. A little bit, as these defensive players are, a little bit of a crazed participant, sometimes not the easiest guy to control. You saw in that little shoving match, he was tough to control there. Fridge having a tough time getting his shot going. Fridge and Ryan both with shots that have not been really pressuring Sal Licasio. 4-minute major penalty now as New York tries to kill time. Here comes Gordon Purdy with great speed. They have 4 players against the 5 for Boston for another 3 minutes and 10 seconds as we start the second quarter. Carmine with a rap check puts it on the carpet. McEntee. You see New York now has players in here who can score. Shot clock down to 3. You heard Condon call it down. Darren Lowe, the guy we talked about at the beginning of the show, is with Quentin Kesselnick.
Darren, you were involved in that last scrum in front of the cage with Beardsley. Tell me what happened.
Well, I think the first time they called us for a push into the goalie. The guy ran into Sal, and you got to protect the goalie, but I think we went a little overboard protecting him. You can't get penalties. There's a way to go about it. You get them next time, and we got to take control of ourselves with our sticks and not get many penalties and get down in this game because it's going to be a dogfight the rest of the way.
New York's got to keep their composure, Leaf. If this is going to be a low-scoring game, power plays could prove to be the difference.
Fridge takes one point blank on Licasio, and they have not been good shooters. Watch out. All the way down to the player coming out of the box. O'Neill checked him right there. It's Borges, the offensive star. Push call against Borges. Boy, he nailed Rodney Tapp. Tapp very strong. And you're right, Quint. Penalties will be a factor. If you go by the numbers, Boston will be the team in trouble. They'll give you about 10 more minutes on average to New York because of their ability to have penalties. But so far, Boston has had the better handle on maintaining their composure. So now they have a 4-minute penalty. They're 2 minutes into it. Inside close. Blanchard can't beat Licasio. Sal has single-handedly beat the 2 low guys on the power play for Boston. They're not getting good shots. You really have to step into the cylinder a little bit to increase your angle. And Boston not putting big pressure on Sal. Again, New York gets it back. That's Purdy, the speedster. With about 1:30 left. There was a 4-minute major penalty on Beardsley, and they really have done a great job of killing it. Talmo against Purdy. McCabe up top. Look at Vinny. Sombrado was right in front. Potential shot. Shot clock would have expired. Here goes Frazier. He's way up in front.
1 minute.
And here comes Frazier again. They reset. They've got 1:11 for the penalty. Now Blanchard goes low. Ryan up top. Carmine to Frazier. Can't get it to fall. Ball out in front. Crowd recognized it was dangerous, and Licasio gets it up very quickly. Carmine picks it out of midair. 50 seconds left. Still a chance. But Boston not looking good on the power play. 4 straight minutes without a lot of pressure. And they'll call a timeout because Frazier wants to get a good call. They haven't had good shots. Frazier knows it. He wants to call a play, get them settled down. They need a goal to go ahead. Right now, all tied at 2 with 11 minutes left in the second. Tommy Ryan, this is one of the rising stars in the offensive end of the field. He has had an amazing indoctrination into the offense of Boston. Look at this. Last year he comes in. These are his averages per game. He went 2.5 last year to 8.5 this year. Half a goal last year to 1.6 this year. Assists have gone up to 1.4 from only a fraction. He is about 300% better statistically this year than last year. But right now, number 17 is having a tough time controlling the ball. Here he picks it out of the air, but again, picked up by New York as they just dip it down, killing the penalty beautifully. And his inability to really catch and throw is because that stick I talked about. He lost 2 sticks last week. Maybe Christy Lee can talk to him during the game and find out if he's at all comfortable with that stick, because it doesn't look like he is. Blanchard gets it checked out of the way, picked up and nailed by Ryan. That time he finds rope twice. Boston has picked up a ball that came off of Sal. Licasio with his brand new helmet. Watch him make the first save. Blanchard makes the first save. It bounces out. Ryan picks up the loose one and just nails it behind Sal Licasio. We'll count that one as a power play goal, but the 2 power play goals were not good plays. Both power play goals were off of rebounds for Boston. So they've got to get that play going if they want to make their power plays count. They do have a 1-goal lead, 3-2, and they get this face-off. Under 11 minutes to go in the first half. They've got a system here in Boston for almost everything in their face-off system. has been very effective this year. Fridge, number 32. O'Keefe playing on him. Chanachuk now with Beardsley on him. Teams at even strength. Into Edel. Open in the center, but he can't collect it. Beardsley with tough defense. Borges off and running. Edel with a great check from behind. Here comes Chanachuk. Into Ryan, if you can see him. Ryan's down low. Now Edel can't find Lacasio.
One too many weights. One too many weights. One too many weights. 15, 17 plus 4 more. That's 6. Give me a number. 15 in that door, 17 in that. No, 15 and 17.
I like a timeout.
Give me a number. Yep. 17.
Too many guys on the field. They had 6 players on the field. And here comes Ryan. He'll have to go off. Right now, Boston leads by 1. Roy Condon caught them with too many men on the field. The substitutions are so fast.
Timeout. Timeout, New York. Timeout, New York.
We just played about a quarter and a half.
We'll be back in a moment. 3-2 Boston with a slim 1-goal lead. 9:15 left in the first half. A 1-goal lead for Boston as they try to kill this penalty. They are short 1 man. It's 4 for them, 5 for New York for another 45 seconds. There's 15 on the shot clock. Carmine has the ball. Give and go with Frazier. They have to shoot it soon. 10 seconds on the shot clock. All the way back to Blanchard on the far side. Carmine will have to let it go soon. And they do a fresh shot clock, but just give it away. Now they'll go back to set up a tight defense for the final 20 seconds of this power play. Good pressure against McEntee by Chanachuk. Smart heady play. He knew they weren't looking for him from the backside. McEntee triggers from up top. McEntee in close. And that ball will be a backcourt violation. Here comes Boston. Penalty effectively killed because there's only 7 seconds, 8 seconds left on that penalty. 8.5 minutes left in the half.
Ball. Up there.
Hey, hold the ball. Hold the ball.
8 seconds.
Boston now will let that time elapse. They are short a man for the next 4 seconds. Ryan will come on. He'll stay on the field and run this offense. Now he's going to come off. Frazier comes on. Teams at even strength, 5-on-5. Frazier likes the right-handed shooter side. Let's see if he switches up. He works so well with Carmine. Inside to Frazier. Can he roll into the cylinder? Tough deal with McEntee. Back to Carmine. Cranks it. Follow up again, and Sal gets a second shot. Save. Into crease. A violation was called, but how many times have we seen that second shot? Christy Lee's got Tom Ryan, who's having a tough time with that stick.
Yeah, but Tom Ryan did have a second shot at Sal Lacasio, did score a goal. Tom, are you comfortable with the stick? We know you lost a couple in Philly last week.
I'm all right now. My stick's working just fine. I think it might have taken a little confidence away and not playing with a stick I've been comfortable with for a while. But it's just taking me a while to get going tonight. It's not really my stick, but I feel better now and expect.
And he's just rested because he sat in the penalty box and he's on the door and will be going out late.
And he's on the door with that fast break spot. That's why he got up so quickly. Crystal Lee was talking to him, but if they get possession, Ryan's the first guy out for the left-hand shooter's fast break, and that's where they are right now. If they get the fast break, he's nearest to the goal, and he's the lefty on that side. He'll get the fast break shot. Purdy in close with the check by Robinson. Great defense. Takes the ball away. 1-goal lead for Boston. Donovan gives it up. Schmitz down to Ryan. We've seen Ryan do almost everything against Philadelphia. He ran over some people, getting played by Beardsley. Beardsley and Ryan behind the Schmitz. Schmitz using the goal to protect him. Ball will go back to New York, and Quint Keswick has Gordon Purdy, the speedster from Australia.
Gordon, a lot of hard work on that last play out there. You guys having some problems getting quality shots?
Well, I don't think we've had the ball a lot of the time. The first quarter we seem to be 8 minutes down or so. We're just man down. We've got to be, we've got to play hard and smart.
What about, you know, getting some quality shots on the power play? A little lackadaisical that last one?
I think T-Mac's shot was pretty good. It wasn't on goal, but he was one-on-one with the goal. He beat his 2 guys. He split the 2 guys and went right down the middle. I think we've got to move it a little more, though.
Gordon Purdy from Melbourne, Australia. Leaf, I don't think there's any secrets. Boston plays great defense. New York's just got to work harder on offense.
Reset!
And you know you're going to get a good game in the goal from O'Neal.
Both ways, fellas, both ways, the ball's away.
Roy Condon making these guys break up the fight against McCabe and Francis. Now Boston has possession. 6 minutes left in the half. 1-goal lead. Quint was talking to Purdy, and the fact is that Boston just does not make many mistakes. They don't have these huge superstars, a lot of great players, no question about it, but they're solid. They play a great system. They don't make mistakes. And they make you work for the shots. They will play in-your-face, tough defense. Very athletic, they're in great shape, they can run all day. Only 2 shots on the net this quarter for New York. They got to start cranking up that rock, looking for a little bit of rope. Let's see what they can. This is a move inside by Lowe to Saramet. Darren Lowe and Saramet. Saramet's been one of the big shooters. Let's see if he can get one through all the legs of that defense.
Now shoot it! 3, 2,
counting down the shot clock.
It's a reset. It's a green ball. He's got it. Let's go.
Shot clock came down. They blew the whistle because of a helmet coming off. They're going to give it to Boston. If you look at Roy Condon, it'll be their ball, 1-goal lead. Oh, wait a minute now. Frazier goes into the box. So that'll be a penalty. Coach's son, that's Ron Frazier. Randy Frazier going into the box. He's number 18. Watch him. Let's see if we can pick him up in here. That's Temple. There's Frazier coming in high, and that's why the helmet came off. Huff comes back and smacks him. How these guys can take it. They are tough, these players. Frazier went over the shoulders. If you go up high, it's an automatic 2 minutes. So it's a power play for New York. They're down by 1. Saramet, Lockwood as they roll around now. Lockwood just takes that laser shot. Laser Lockwood, known as the Syracuse program. Vinny Zimbrato, number 12, the veteran. Shot clock down to 4. Here comes Boston. They'll try to kill. We've played most of this game, as you know, uneven. One team and the other has been playing with a 5-4 advantage, but nobody's been really killing the other team with any kind of great offense. Boston has 2 power play goals, but both of them were just opportunistic goals. Their offensive strategy has not worked. Their shots have not been there. They have not been really putting pressure on Sal. They get the ball low, but they just don't step in there and get the good shots. Here comes Robinson, the man short. Counting down. Ball goes back to New York. 4:28 left.
Timeout.
We'll call a timeout on the field. 4:28 left. Boston still with a 1-goal lead. Vinny Pfeiffer trying to get his team to light it up. They haven't scored in a long time. Both offenses looking a little bit lethargic. He's asking them to not respect O'Neal in the defense so much. Take it inside. And that's what they did so beautifully against Baltimore. If you saw that game we did here on ESPN2, New York took it right into the cylinder, right in front of the goalie. They would make 1 or 2 passes and get it right in front of the goalie, J.J. Pearl, and have high-quality shots. There's Sal Licasio with a brand-new paint job on that helmet. Beautiful. And Lockwood now sets it up. Here goes New York in tight. O'Neal with 1 save, and they missed the goal. Beardsley had a chance for a slam dunk. Teams at 4-on-4 strength. 1 man each in the penalty box. 2:39 left in the half. Let's see how Boston takes this 4-on-4. Gives it a little bit more space. You got a powerful player like Gary or Paul Gate. He's just going to go over people. Carmine trying to work to give and go with Frazier. Pick and roll. Blanchard wants to left, Carmine up top. Carmine tried to hit the corner, shot clock down to 3. They lose it. What a check by Frazier. Donovan helps free him up. And they get a fresh 30 seconds with 2 minutes left. Frazier working against Borges. Backside, Blanchard can't get it clean. Frazier wants it up top. He likes this matchup. Borges doubles. Blanchard can't get it off. Was the great double by Borges. Frazier was up top wanting the ball. Lockwood, laser Lockwood on. He's going cross side, back door, dip and dunk. This game's all tied. Jason Walder nails this one home. Watch him use the Canadian skills. A little flip to Walder. Make a big fake here. Lock the D. One there. Set him over the top of O'Neal. 3-3 with 1:39 left in the first half. Providing the analysis. Don't miss it. NBA Tonight. Right here, the goal comes in. Watch the fake by Walder. He gets O'Neal to stay out front and then goes right behind him. The Canadian with the great stick work. Jason Walder finishes that one. One of the true great finishers on this New York team who doesn't have a lot of offensive finishers. 3-3, this low-scoring affair. Walder just scored it. Quint Kesnick has him.
Jason, you seem to have the secret to Marty O'Neal right there with the big fake. Tell me about it.
I play against Marty back home in Canada. I just got lucky. We had an odd man situation. Charlie was open on the crease. I actually should have given it to Charlie, but I had a lot of open net, and I just found the open spot to put it there.
Seems like when you give Marty the big fake, he comes up high and you want to put it down low. Is that right?
He's pretty slow moving sometimes up high, and he came out, and I had a lot of room behind him. So there's so much net, I had to put it in.
Walder, the Alberta, Canada native, as Lockwood pings the pipe, Leaf.
And not much time, about 1:10 left. New York keeps control. They're really putting pressure on O'Neal, who had 2 sensational saves just moments ago. McEntee. Watch McEntee, he's a pure shooter. He wheels, he senses he's got an unsettled goalie. And look at O'Neal looking for help, looking for a penalty, looking for something. 7th goal this season. They scored 2 goals in 36 seconds, both inside the final 2 minutes. That will really kill you if you're Boston. You had this thing up by 1. Now you go back in at least down by 1, at least at this point. 57 seconds left. New York looking a little bit more happy. McEntee, CW Post. Pure shooter, great offensive player, and that's what Vinny Pfeiffer wants him to do. Use him on the offensive end of the field. Don't burn him up on defense.
Get it down the deck. Simple as that. Okay, we got 1 minute to go. We're going to win the face down. Get off one down the deck. You can get one back. I'll call you.
Great program in Boston run by Ron Frazier. This team, again, they know their role. They have a great system. And obviously, he wanted to get this team, use the timeout here to get his team set to score a goal. He wants this thing tied in the half. He lost his lead in the last 36 seconds. Crucial face-off. Donnellan couldn't pick it up. Donnellan had it in his stick. He missed it. Now New York will have a chance to go up by 2. Panetta can't get it, but Lowe does. Lowe going against the defense of Stevens. Now it's way back in the corner. Vinny Sobrato. Sobrato's so strong. He's in great shape. That one's wide. Shot clock still counting. They're under 20 seconds. About 10 seconds more on the shot clock of the game than on the shot clock for the offense. 10 seconds difference. Here's Kevin Lowe. Trying to work that give and go. Now he's inside. He tried to hit Sobrato, who wasn't looking, and bounced off him. Shot clock violation. 10 seconds left. Let's see if Boston can get the shot. Talmo gives it up. They don't have much time. 5 seconds. Better hurry. No angle there. And that'll do it for the first half of this game. So, last minute of play, about 1.5 minutes, New York scores 2 goals. They were down by 1, now they're up by 1. McEntee was the last guy to score to give them that 4-3 lead. Quint Kesnick, McEntee's got to be a happy guy.
Timmy Mack, big goal right there. You guys came back from 3-2 with 2 goals in 36 seconds. Tell me about that last shot. It seemed like you shot it blind, like you really didn't see the cage.
Well, I thought the shot clock was burning down a little bit, so I just tried to get a shot on cage. Believe me, I wasn't aiming for that spot. That baby went in there.
That baby pinged the pipe.
In there. Yeah, that thing cleaned it inside pipe. You know, last time we were up in Boston, he played us pretty tough, you know, and we were shooting high all the time. Our thing tonight is to shoot a little lower, you know, and you see, when we were up in Boston, they took a 7-1 lead first quarter. Now look at it, 4-3 now on our home, you know, on our home ice. I like saying ice, it sounds good. So I think that the change now is that we're playing all around good defense, combination of taking good shots. You know, we're not taking a lot of shots, but we're taking good shots. We're working for them, and we're flaking through the box very well, so that's very positive for us. because New York has a tendency to be, you know, one ball and every guy wants that ball, you know. So we changed it a lot, you know. And we're playing as a team. A couple of shots here and there are going to spray. My stick's hooking. I think that's why it went up a corner.
Okay. Timmy Mack certainly loquacious here at halftime. We're going to take a look at our weekly feature right now, Rules and Tools, here from the Nassau Coliseum.
The Boston Blazers 4-3. We talked about it right off the top of the show, Quint, and we said this was going to be a defensive battle. Both of these teams need to win tonight. It's got playoff written all over it. The playoffs are just weeks away.
That's right. Neither of these teams are known for their offense, and I think when you put the playoff implications in the game, the players get a little tense, a little scared to make mistakes, and that's why it's only 4-3 right now.
Charlie Blanchard of the Boston Blazers has 2 of the 3 goals for Boston in that little huddle in the locker room going on right now. I know Coach Ron Frazier is definitely going to be saying, we need more guys stepping up. Charlie can't carry this team.
That's right, and for New York, I think you got to look for guys like Saramet and O'Keefe to step up. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. This is Jason Wolder on the goal. Watch the fake here. He gives O'Neal a big fake, carries the ball down the side and puts it behind him. Nice angle shot there by Wolder. That tied it up at 3. 36 seconds later, Tim McEntee for New York scored on this. Watch McEntee, barely, you'll see him, number 5 at the top of your screen, catch this pass, turn blindly towards the net, really, and beat Marty O'Neal over the shoulder. Big goal for New York. They go up 4-3 on 1. They were stagnant, really, in the first half, but they have a 1-goal lead.
You saw Rodney Tapp playing defense right there on McEntee. He came in on my bench and was not happy at all. You'll see Rodney come back in full force playing Big D in the second half. We have more action coming to you from the Nassau Coliseum. Lee Belsmo will have highlights and stats and more coming up next.
Time report. I'm Lee Belsmo. We're at the Nassau Coliseum where the Saints enjoy a 1-goal lead. But if you look at the numbers, they would say otherwise. Boston's done a pretty good job of getting control of the ball in the middle of the field. They get a lot of loose balls. They get a lot of shots. As you can see, shots on goal, they lead. Loose balls, they lead. Big save advantage, 22-13 for New York. Locascio coming up huge. And really Boston, just with those 2 redirect shots when they were in a power play situation, that kept them in the game. The Blazers shooting not very well. 2 down low, 1 from up top. Again, 2 rebound goals. Their offense has really been nowhere. The New York shot chart shows a little more diversity. They had a fast break goal. They also had a backdoor goal, and then they had those 2 in the last minute and a half of the game. 1 by Walder, 1 by McEntee to give them that lead, 4-3. And that will set us up for the second half. This halftime is brought to you in part by the Long Island Marriott Hotel and Conference Center. Getting set for the second half, Roy Condon setting Rodney Tapp. And the New York Saints face-off specialist McCabe. 4-3, the Saints with that 1-goal advantage. And they get it on the last minute and a half of the first half. They scored 2 goals. That rocked the boat of Boston, but I tell you, Boston's real problem is their offense has been really pathetic. They've gotten 2 opportunistic goals, and they've had a lot of power play opportunities. They're just not getting good shots on Locascio, who's playing strong. Vinny Sombrado. Well, Sombrado got in that backdoor spot early and got a goal. That one gets him a fresh shot clock. Backdoors McCabe, who can't get it through the 5-hole on O'Neal. Vinny Pfeiffer's had a pretty good first half. Quint's got him right now.
Vinny, what went on at halftime? How are you guys going to generate more goals?
Well, we have to get better penetration offensively. That's number 1. We've been playing a lot of perimeter. We feel we can do that with off-ball offense, off-ball picking. The play isn't going to happen on the ball. The second issue is ground balls and face-offs. If you want third place, pick it up off the floor.
Pretty simple. It's Lacrosse 101 here on the New York bench. Let's see what Christie's got on the Boston bench.
Well, I am here with Coach Ron Frazier. Okay, Coach, let's hear the standard. What did you tell him at halftime speech?
Well, this one was really, I thought we played pretty well the first half. We got a lot of ground balls. I think we outshot them a little bit, but we need to take a little more pride in the style that we play. And I asked the players to step up, look inside, represent both Boston, their team, themselves in a better fashion. And I think that we'll see how it works.
Well, New York just scored, so unfortunately it didn't work too well yet, but we've got a long time to play. Thank you, Coach Frazier. All right.
Huff gets his first goal of the game. O'Neal looking a little nonchalant in this game. And I'll tell you, there's a story about losing this game and still making the playoffs. We'll get to that in a moment. Huff, backside, comes in, beats Carmine, gets in the middle of the cylinder, and just rips rope in the corner of O'Neal's goal. 3 straight for New York. They ended up the first half, Boulder and McEntee, and then Huff scores about a minute and 10 seconds into the second half, so they are really getting their offense moving. Boston a little bit lackluster. Now there's a tie-breaking procedure. It's pretty much understood that 4 teams are fighting for 2 berths. Boston, New York, Baltimore, and Rochester. The tie-breaking procedure, the first one on the list is head-to-head competition. Well, Boston beat New York earlier this season, 14-10. So New York not only wants to win, but they want to win by 5. Here comes O'Neal. Janachuk gets it, 5-3. Now the Saints lead by 2. And picked off in the middle of that clear by Walder. Saramet, the great shooter. Good check by Adele, took it high. Adele put a stick on it, great defense. New York looks like they've stepped up their game a little bit. Boston hasn't shown signs yet of elevating their play. Frazier back to Blanchard. He's already got a couple. 2 for Blanchard, 1 for Ryan. That's been it for Boston so far today. Blanchard rolling on the left-handed shooter's side. All the way back door. There's a rocket. Couldn't find the mark. Here goes fast break. Backdoor Borges. Up the center. O'Keefe, we haven't heard from him yet, but he's one of the fewer shooters on this team. Number 7, watch him for New York. Here comes Pearson. Got great strength going against Tapp. Give and go into O'Keefe, but he was wrapped up by Talmo. Fast break. Trailing player is Robinson. Frazier, Robinson backside. Frazier takes it right in the chest of Sal Acacio. He had Robinson. Frazier elected to shoot. Here comes Borges. Borges has Lockwood behind him. Lockwood back into the cylinder. Rope. Kevin Lowe gets the 4th straight goal. Watch the 3 passes. Borges down low, then the fake here by Lockwood, all the way to the backside, right into the middle of the field to Kevin Lowe. And once you get the goalie moving from pipe to pipe, you can pick your spots. Kevin Lowe wraps it around behind his back. And New York has scored 4 straight to take a 6-3 lead. Boy, this game was in Boston's hands. They had a slim 1-goal lead with a minute 39 left in the first half. Ball will go to New York off that faceoff. Sombrado wants it. Here he comes. Vinny Sombrado inside down low to his brother. Steve gets knocked off the crease. Whistle on the play, push call. Charlie Lockwood, good play on the last series, and Quinn's got him.
Charlie Lockwood, 13th assist of the season. Last year, you were a big goal scorer. This year, you seem to be a distributor.
Oh, well, you know, there's a lot of double, triple teams, and, you know, I think a good assist is just as good as a good goal, so I'm looking for my teammates to get open and to stick in the shot, so we're going to keep trying to do it, and it's working right now.
What went on at halftime? You guys seem to be full of life here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, you know, we have to pick up the intensity here. We played most of the first half man down, and trying to stay even. We got some great athletes out here, and we're going to try to run in the second half.
This game's for the playoffs down here in New York, and I think they sense that moment of urgency, Leaf.
Quinn, I really think, obviously, they know that. If they win here, all they do is beat Baltimore. They're in the playoffs, no question about it. Baltimore's their last game of the season. That would give them 5 wins. And, of course, the tiebreaker procedure is important. They want to win this one by at least 5. Kevin Lowe. Boston is going to sort of put themselves in a tough position. They started off the season very strong, as they did last year, but finishing the season has been tough for them. Stevens with not much of a shot at all against Locasio. Panetta, the great right-handed shooter, gives it up as they go off and fresh legs come on. Darren Lowe, we talked about in the face-to-face, number 11, sets up his offensive line, and it's led by McEntee, number 5. McEntee from CW Post, a pure shooter. He's got all the offensive tools. He wants the right hand. Inside, 5-hole! Timeout, timeout. 2 goals for Timmy Mack. He rips rope. O'Neal saying, where is my defense? 7-3. They lead by 4 on this offensive play. McEntee rolls in, spins, 5-hole bounce shot. They lead by 4. Here on ESPN. It's tournament time, and it's getting close to playoff time in this sport, the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. It's a 10-game schedule this year with the addition of Charlotte. And this team from Boston is looking at
Sully has the ball midfield.
Coming in as a favorite, Roy Condon, the Mike referee. They came in as a favorite to make the playoffs, but they better hurry up and do something because 5 unanswered goals for New York in 6 minutes and change really puts them at a disadvantage. They've got a 4-goal lead now. That ties these teams. Right now, these teams are playing even. So whichever way it goes from here, that team will win the tiebreaker if it's head-to-head deciding the playoff spot. New York's got a lot of momentum. That graphic showed you that. Boston's got to retool in close. Darren Lowe from Brown. It took him 4 years to get into this league. Kevin Lowe, his brother, had such a great time. Look at Lowe down inside. He pulls it in behind the defense of Boston and just hammers it past O'Neal, who is sitting back there pretty casually. Now the tiebreaker is in favor, as well as the game in favor of New York, who has just finished a 6-0 run. Gorgeous, looking for more. O'Neal with a nifty save off to Chanachuk. There's been little or no spark in this team for Boston. This team has lost its fire. Darren Lowe is in our face-to-face. He had a tremendous goal right there. Quint's got him now.
Darren, 5 unanswered goals here by New York. Why? What's changed?
Well, Quinn, I think everybody on the field realizes that we need to win this in the playoffs. And it's something that hasn't happened. And we need to get more goals.
Dave Donovan for Boston counters right there with a goal to break the 5-goal streak. Leaf?
Well, Donovan needed to get something going. Boston really showing no offense this whole game. I'm not impressed with any of their shots. They really haven't shown true Boston kind of offense. Look at this, way open in front. Nobody picks him up. Donovan does a nice job of just standing there, not taking a hurry shot. He freezes Sal and just nails that second shot. 4th goal of the season for Donovan. Maybe that'll get him going. Brings New York back to a 4-goal lead, 8-4. The tiebreaker looming large. Both teams now effectively tied as they go for a playoff berth. Rochester, Baltimore, the other 2 teams. 4 teams going for 2 spots behind Philadelphia and Buffalo. Donovan with a big goal. Christy Lee's got him.
Dave, a huge goal. You need to jumpstart some offense in this quarter. What's going on?
We're in a little slump. They're getting a few, looks like easy ones, but they're not. They're working harder than us right now. We're going to pick it up a notch. We're going to win this game.
Frustration setting in?
A little bit, but we're going to win.
Big goal for Dave Donovan as they finally score in the 3rd quarter.
Backdoor, Ryan, he's got rope. They finally, Fridge to Ryan. They have messed up that combination all day long. They're both tremendous finishers, but today they haven't had it clicking. This time, Ryan takes it from Fridge. Ryan's 2nd goal of the game. 2 straight, watch Ryan backdoor. He's got rope. 3-goal lead for the Saints. Combination that's been missing all day long. The score 8-5, but it was 8-4 at this point. Watch Fridge far side, back to Ryan, makes a good fake, sets Locascio, gets him on his knees, and hammers it slam dunk over the top. Ryan has missed that connection with Fridge, I'll bet you 4 times earlier in this game. They finally connect, and that is a good shot, folks. They're back to within 3. 7:30 left in the 3rd period, plenty of time. 6 straight goals for New York got them in control, but now 2 straight to answer that. Donovan, then Ryan. Boston getting a little bit of fire. The halftime speech didn't do it, but I tell you what, that run of 4 straight goals to open up the second half did. Looking close, Blanchard. He's got it. Backside, hat trick for Blanchard. He was just parked. These players were not open for most of the first part of this game, and now all of a sudden Boston is finding themselves open on the backside. As you see him come off, watch Blanchard backdoor. There he is setting up nearest to you. They bring it ball down far side. Defense sucks in. Blanchard wide open, asks for it, and just redirects past Locascio. Now they're within 2. Donovan, Ryan, Blanchard. There he is. Hat trick tonight for Charlie. I guess his leg's okay. And they're back to within 2. This game is really getting streaky. 6 straight for New York, now 3 straight. As Carmine loads up. Blanchard back on the field. Underhand. They're feeling good about their shots. Watching close. The ball check. Here comes Blanchard.
Loose, hold, reset.
Hold call.
On the dot. Top right.
Boston will get it. Hold call. They get a fresh 30 seconds. Back to within 2.
Down, down, down. From the front now, from the front.
Working from behind. Here comes Blanchard again. That time a right-handed shot for Blanchard. Tried to redirect it past LoCascio. Borges to the left of Purdy. Purdy to Borges. He was checked. Here comes Borges, the great shooter. Looking to backdoor to Purdy.
Coach, get the foot off the board. We got a penalty down there.
This one will be against Boston.
7.
Delayed call.
Green, number 7, down in the corner. They both had it up. Whoever was in that corner, Green 7, roughing.
Play goes against Robinson. Watch Robinson, number 7, right here, going up to the head. You've seen it tonight twice already. When you go above the shoulders into the head, you're going to get a 2-minute rest in the penalty box. Now 5-on-4. 3 straight goals when they were even for the team from Boston. 2 for 4 in power plays for Boston. 0 for 3 for New York. Let's see if they can dent one here. Starting from behind, McEntee gets the check. Nice check for Boston. Chanachuk's out there playing defense. Saramet reloads. Shot clock winding down. Now about 6-5. O'Neal gets it. Here comes the defense pushing into the attack end of the field. Francis has the ball checked away, but it's picked up. Watch out. Shot in LoCascio, but he makes the easy save. New York getting pressured by Boston. They're a man down, but look at him pressure for the ball.
Goalie's out of the area. Goalie's out. Goalie's out.
Goalie's out. Here comes Ryan. Ryan looking for somebody to feed. He can't find anybody. Good ball movement by New York, but it wasn't enough to get away from the ragging defense. Lockwood pushing Tom Ryan. Boston's a man down. They did a great job of riding New York to get that ball. LoCascio was out of the goal moments ago. Shot clock down to 9. No angle there. LoCascio picks up, looks for the fast break right away. Maybe Sombrado. This guy has seen it all. 4 world championships. Still a power play for New York. 5-on-4 as the box defense is set up. Look at that rocket. O'Neal with 1 and then 2 saves. Crease violation gives it back to Boston. They'll be able to kill this penalty effectively because only 21 seconds left. O'Neal made a great block. He makes 2 saves here. He'll get the first one from the left-handed shot. Watch the rocket come in here. He blocks it. Now the ball loose. He makes the first block. Can't see it. Just gets a piece of it with his eye. Enough to stop it with his leg. 2 saves in about 5 seconds for O'Neal. He's starting to heat up down there in that end of the field. He's got to ignite the emotions of his team. He's an emotional goalie. Donovan in close, looking for Rowe. Donovan got this whole thing going moments ago. He started, then Ryan Blanchard. Donovan scores his 2nd goal of the game. It's now a 1-goal game. Watch Donovan come inside the defense. He finds it. 1-goal lead for the Saints.
Nobody should be so heavily relied upon that should they falter on any given day that the entire organization folds. So what we've tried to do is to take some of that pressure off Sal by a better focus on team defense and the concepts of team defense.
Well, how about pressure on Sal? Look at this year against last year. Last year, he was a 77% save goalie. This year, he's 66. Even seeing less shots per game, 40 against 48. He's even making less saves, of course, but that's the percentage that shows up. This guy, not having one of his best years, Sal LoCascio, but the pressure has been all over him. 30 saves off 37 shots tonight, but the big story is 4 goals allowed in the last 4 minutes. There's your score, 8-7. Boston coming back. New York was threatening to run away with this game. It was just a little while ago, 8-3. And Boston now taking control. We've got more goals this quarter than we had the whole first half. Schmitz, the veteran, working out of the corner. They miss Peter Schmitz when he doesn't play. He was out with an injury. They get a fresh shot clock. Boston all of a sudden really feeling good about themselves. They're starting to play when they have to. And close, Edel takes a shot, follow up by Fridge. Fridge just standing there in front of O'Keefe. He nails his first goal of the night, tying it at 8. Locascio getting rattled. 5 straight. Look at all the extra padding. Sal was really going good until 5 minutes ago. The first shot won't do it. Watch Sal make this block. Now right in front, Fridge redirects. Nobody playing Fridge. O'Keefe saying, who had him? Who had him? All by himself. Darren Fridge, 18th goal of the season. He was blanked. Goose egg against Philadelphia last week. He had nothing showing until this part of this game. His first goal today, and Christy Lee's got him.
Darren, this is a huge goal. You're tied at 8. Just a few moments ago, it seemed like things were not looking up, and look what happened.
Well, that's the thing about this team. We know we're a lot better than New York is tonight on paper and on the floor, and we weren't playing well to start the game, and right now we got things running. We started running as a team and pushing the ball up the floor, and we're having success now down on offense.
Well, they're going to keep running. They're going to keep pushing. Darren Fridge is well on the way to a Rookie of the Year award here in 1996. Leaf.
Well,
it's a push, reset.
All right, Roy Condon telling you what happened on the field. And Christy Lee telling you about Fridge's fantastic year, a Canadian product brought down to try to fill some of the scoring void left by Ted Dowling, who you'll see next week as he plays for Buffalo against the Boston Blazers on our ESPN2 coverage of Major Indoor Lacrosse. Game tied at 8, 2 minutes to go in the third. Robinson tries to squeeze in. He does, and a great arm save by Locascio. This game was almost all over. 6 straight for New York at one point to give themselves an 8-3 lead, but then it was 5 straight for Boston to make it 8-8. So this game, right when you thought you had it figured out, it's changing colors. Here comes Tap. In close, Edel with a great move, but he can't beat Locascio. In midair, he froze him and then took a shot high and wide. Roy Condon keeping guys out of the penalty box, trying to at least, as Beardsley brings it up, gives it to Darren Lowe. These guys were ecstatic just about 10 minutes ago. Walter with a rocket that goes wide. And close, and O'Neal looking very sharp with the arm save. Push call. Ball stays with New York. 1:13 left in the third. Watch out. Ryan and Darren Lowe. We've introduced you to both of these players today. They are both key players. Watch out for McEntee, and O'Neal just snuffs him. McEntee got inside of Tap. Great cut. But O'Neal just put the big chest block. Less than a minute to go. Now Boston with control. They've got about 20 on the shot clock. Schmitz looks to somebody in the cylinder. Backdoors it now. Edel. Good speed move in front to the back player, which was Fridge, who pick and rolled. Pick and roll is the effective play in the indoor league. You come up, you set the pick, you roll back. Player's got 2 options, either take it himself or hit the player that just set the pick. Lockwood with nobody picking for him, looks to the back door. O'Keefe can't get it off the defense. 30 seconds left in the quarter. 16 on the shot clock. Borges looking for help. He likes the right hand, he likes to dive. Great shooter of Borges is. Down in close, watch out, Beardsley's got rope. Beardsley's first goal of the game. Watch him get it down low. He knows he has to launch himself in there, makes a jump inside the defense, and then around O'Neal. He had to extend himself all the way to get it around O'Neal. Now, if he steps in the crease, it's a crease violation, and I think he's probably clean. One more time, watch his feet. He launches up, he's in the air, he shoots, he's fine. Beautiful play by Beardsley. Very acrobatic All-American defenseman from Syracuse who has tremendous stick skills. He took more shots as a defenseman than a lot of the midfielders did in Division I. And that's a 1-goal lead for the Saints. Time winding down.
They pulled the goalie! They pulled the goalie! It's my fault! Coach, you got the shot off. The penalty is expired. The time is expired. All right? That is horrible. Let it Listen, all right, I will talk to you. I don't want to hear his mouth, so put him that way because of the mic, all right? I didn't realize the goalie was going off. All right, it is no penalty from that standpoint. They got a shot off. The clock is expired. I can't put time on the clock.
Is it our possession because of the erroneous call?
What's that?
Is it our possession because of the erroneous call?
All right, we'll come back. No time on the clock. It was a pull goalie, and Roy Condon thought they had too many men. But the goalie was pulled, made it 6-on-5. But this is the goal moments ago. Beardsley reaching around O'Neill. That made the game 9-8 Saints. Buffalo Bandits and Boston Blazers share one of the most fierce rivalries in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. But behind sophomore standout Tom Ryan, the Boston Blazers hope to disarm the powerful Bandits offense led by John Tavares and former Blazer Ted Dowling. Explosive mill action Monday night, March 11th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Deuce. Don't miss it. Quint Kesnick's got big bad Beardsley.
Hey, Rick, a little air action there. You actually look like a real indoor player.
It's kind of get lucky sometimes. I jump and I really don't like the turf burn end of it, but I guess that's the way you got to score in this league.
Talk to me about playing with a long stick outdoors in college and playing with the short now.
Well, if I put it this way, if I think I have my long stick, I'd probably have a lot more goals. I'm a little clueless with this thing. I wouldn't not even jump if I had the chance.
Rick Beardsley with his 4th goal this season. Leaf, this is a guy who knows how to win championships 1993 and 95 while he was in college.
The great Syracuse program, who has a lot of players on this field. We've got a full quarter left. Boston taking a shot. Carmine and close. Donovan following up against Sal, but he cut down the angle beautifully. Look at Carmine coming from behind to check the ball loose. They're down by 1 now, Boston is, as Frazier looks to the sideline. Blanchard, the shooter on the left side. Carmine up top looking to help as he's double teamed. It's going to be a hold. Hold call against Blanchard. McCabe, another great defenseman, a standout from Syracuse, just like Beardsley. Beardsley picked up the slack when McCabe graduated. Chad Smith is on Beardsley's team, and he's also a defensive standout from Syracuse. Look at the shots in Boston's favor. Also loose balls, face-offs. They're leading there. They're leading all the critical categories, except the most important, of course. They're down by 1 in the goals. But Boston has had possessions. New York's tough goaltending has really kept them from getting that lead. And interestingly enough, Quint Kesnick will tell you, because he looked up this stat for us, every time Boston has lost, it's been an MVP on the other team that has been their goalie. The goalie has been the MVP every time Boston loses. It could well happen tonight. Sal's had a great game. Boston will put some pressure on it. Stevens, the defensive specialist, just splits the D, looking for a little bit of angle. Showing great speed. Fridge comes in now. He'll set up down low. Huff will play defense against Fridge as the shot clock gets down to 15. They've burned up a lot of time just getting the fresh legs on. Edel, double team. Somebody's got to be wide open. Fridge tries to get it to Chanachuk. Shot clock winding down. We've got a penalty on McEntee. McEntee will go to the box. It'll be a 2-minute penalty on McEntee.
Roughing, 2 minutes. Oh, keep on looking for it.
McEntee going to the box. 2-minute play. Penalty, roughing rather. So this is a huge opportunity. Obviously, you've got a 5-on-4 for Boston. They're down by 1. The power play really was not very encouraging in the first half, I should say. They had shots down low, but they weren't handling it very well, and they weren't giving themselves good angles. They had 2 power plays, but they were on second shots. But there's one, a rug burner by Carmine that just rips underneath of Sal Ocasio. Carmine's first goal of the game that ties it at 9. Finally, they put a little pressure on Sal. Sal's been looking a lot of shots to his right and to his left. I think Carmine mixed them up here by just ripping this one underneath the defense and just finding the corner. Great accuracy and good velocity. That one finds the 18 square feet. Tommy Carmine, truly the spirit, the inspirational leader of this Boston team. Carmine does it all. Great vision, good ground ball ethic, tremendous shooter. He's a great lacrosse player in the field and the indoor game. 9-9, 12:27 left. Talmo gets this face-off. Now all those categories that Boston has been controlling get a little bit more important, like ground balls, face-offs. Give and go, Frazier inside, rolling for the shot. Checked out by Beardsley. Watch out, Robinson takes it off the helmet of the defense. That came off the helmet of the defense, and they'll give it back to Boston. They should. Boston's third power play goal, but really their first good shot. The last ones, I shouldn't say that. The last two were great shots, but they were second shots, great opportunistic shots, but not the kind you draw up on the board. This one was the way they wanted it to go. Frazier goes high with the shot, loose in the middle. Again, they get the ground ball. They've done it all day. New York's done a great job, though, of really staying in the lead since that second or late in the first half. Shot clock winding down.
Timeout! 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 Timeout!
There'll be a timeout on the field. 11:40 left. This game's all tied at 9. We've got plenty left.
Don't even break. Nobody break. Nobody break.
Offensively, make the penetration, set a firm goal.
11 minutes. Come on. This is it.
So you're in a dogfight for third place.
This is it. Right now.
You're in a dogfight for third place.
Let's go.
We're back at the Nassau Coliseum. Game all tied at 9. 11:40 left. Lee Felsmo, Quint Kessenich, and Christy Lee. I think this game, quite frankly, as I look at the rest of the schedule, only 3 games left, really is the playoff game. If New York doesn't win tonight, they don't get in. Carmine with a big night tonight as a leader, and Christy Lee's got him right now.
Tom, the power play situation for you worked really well there. You were 50-50 in the first half. That's the way you want them to work, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been struggling a little bit this year, and geez, tonight we're getting a lot of shots, but they weren't falling. We're getting rebounds and they're going in, but the regular plays aren't falling. So I'd like to see us hit it on the play and not the rebound, have to worry about that.
Exactly. I can't help but notice you're kind of like the head team cheerleader here in that last huddle.
You know, this could be one of my last years. I want to make it to these playoffs.
There you have it. Tom Carmine wanting to go to the playoffs. He's cheering his team on to a victory possibly tonight here in Nassau.
Here comes Vinny Sombrado with the loose ball. Chanenchuk riding him. He'll be doubled by Schmitz. Schmitz, Chanenchuk can't get Vinny. Backdoor player picks it up. McCabe can't get it cleanly. Here comes Boston. Fast break. Out of the box. Francis can't beat Locascio. Fridge knocks that one down. Let's see if they can get the loose ball. Oh! Steve Sombrado pulls him down by the neck. That'll cost him 2 minutes. Sombrado just got caught in there. That's the kind of plays. You look at Fridge.
Hold 2 minutes.
You just get kind of locked up with the player. I don't think Sombrado was aiming at his neck, but it's certainly worth a 2-minute penalty. He'll come in for the loose ball. Watch Sombrado come in. He just kind of gets hung up. His arm, he wanted to go over his head, but Fridge moved into him.
One more blue.
And he pulled him down by the neck.
One more blue.
So Steve Sombrado gets a 2-minute penalty. Another chance.
Top right.
For Boston to set this up. They had to bring in one more blue player. It was Vinny Sombrado. Frazier back to Carmine. Last time it was Carmine who scored on the power play. Early in the game, it was Ryan and Fridge down low. Shooter Frazier down to Fridge. Backdoor Blanchard. Here's Frazier in the middle, and he's got rope 10-9. Frazier's first goal of the game. 4 power play goals. Watch him get it right after Frazier as he rolls into the cylinder. Now he has a full 18 square feet to shoot at. The last one came from about the same spot. Early in the game, they were shooting down low, and they were not getting good angles. Second half, they're getting good angles. They're shooting at the full net, and they're finding their marks.
Right there. It's all right.
Roy Condon taking away anybody's chance of calling an infraction on that face-off. Fridge brings it down. He's double teamed. Now a 1-goal lead for Boston as they have come back to take over. Don't forget, at one point in this game, it was 8-3 New York.
Don't hold him, Green. Don't hold
Since
him.
that point, it's been 7-1 Boston.
5, 4.
Another shot in close by Blanchard, and he's got goal 11. What a night for Blanchard. 4 goals for Charlie. Did not play against Philadelphia. Locascio cannot believe it. He had a tremendous first, I would say, 2/3 of this game. Another angle of this great goal. Watch Blanchard roll inside. Now look where he is. The last 3 shots have come all out in front. Picasso saying, where's my defense? Keep him out of the cylinder. Early in the game, you saw him shooting that low percentage. Now they're clogging at the cylinder and really cranking it from there. 1-goal lead. 2-goal lead. 11-9.
27 seconds on the shot clock. Possession has been established. It's a backcourt.
New York brings it down. Boston 8 of the last 9 goals in this game. The 2-goal lead now for Boston. And this will be really a tough one for New York if they want to make the playoffs. Sombrado trying to backdoor that one on O'Neal. Blanchard's 4 goals and Lowe 1 goal, 2 assists. Those are our movers and shakers, and they are making it happen. It wasn't but 10 minutes ago that we saw Darren Lowe ecstatic because his team was really in control of this game, and he was a big part of it. Then Boston took over. 9 minutes left in the game. Boston methodically just doing their thing. Donovan got it all started. He stopped the run from New York, and in those next 4 goals by Boston, Donovan had 2 of them. Armin just almost finds the corner, but a great arm save by Sal. You hear Roy counting 1, 2. You get 10 seconds to clear the ball from your defensive zone. McEntee. In the cylinder there, and O'Neal breaks the angle by coming out.
Make it legal, Green. 2.
Condon telling him to make it legal in the substitution. 2 in, then 2 out. Whoa, almost backcourt. Edel comes in to pick that one up. And he'll set up for the right-handed side. Edel from UMass. Chanachuk now to Ryan.
Keep it down.
Ryan with a great fake inside. He's taken down and gets the shot off anyway.
Let him up.
Chanachuk. Follow up Schmitz. 4 shots, 3 saves for Sal.
I got him. Back up, Sal. I got 11. Yolo. You got anything there? I got 11 blue. Unforced contact. Good. Yeah, you look at your face. Get in the
penalty on Darren Lowe. We'll take a short break and be back. Boston with a 2-goal lead and the momentum.
Number 11. Forceful contact from the rim.
Big story, Boston 4 for 6, New York 0 for 4. The big goose egg there, as you see, Boston the only team to score in the 4th quarter, 3-0 run there, and they control this game with an 11-9 lead. They've got a 5-on-4 advantage here. Now their last shots have been effective up in the cylinder. Watch them rotate through right there. Blanchard now with the lefty. This time Sal comes up and cuts the angle down. Fridge pulls this one back to get a fresh shot clock. So Sal was staying down to the pipes because early in the game he was getting finishing shots down low. Now they started shooting up high in this half, and he wasn't ready. He stayed back, and there was a lot to shoot at. Because the last few goals were from out front, he is stepping out more into the cylinder to cut the angle. Blanchard on the far side. Can he get it? Purdy's very fast. Backcourt violation. Gordon Purdy did it single-handedly. Purdy trying to get it to Huff. Robinson can't find it. Blanchard tries to play D. Here comes Sombrado. Rocket to the far pipe and just missed. Two-goal lead for Boston as they reset on the power play. Still a 5-on-4, and they may call a timeout here. They're going to call a timeout to get a play set up. They want a goal here. What a huge goal it would be. A 2-goal lead right now, but 3 would be nice for Ron Frazier. A little under 7 minutes left in this one. This team from Boston threatening to take away New York's chances.
It serves our purpose to have 5 guys. Until it hits him, then goes. It serves a purpose to have 5 guys in the hole because that's wasting their time. So we don't play stupid and give them a break on this. We get back, right? We get back. We don't play stupid. We got a 1-round.
It's not there. We got bread and butter. It's there. Hey guys, that's it. Hey,
Peter Schmitz, the team leader, running that huddle for his Boston squad. It'll be a 5-on-4 for them. Boston on the run, you bet 8-1 they really turned on the Jets when they got behind 8-3. They were 5 goals down. The remaining games for these teams now become important for Boston. They go against Buffalo, a team that's undefeated coming into tonight. And then Baltimore, a team they think they can beat. New York goes against Buffalo, the same team, and Baltimore. So they face the same squad. And Boston, Baltimore, and New York are in that battle for a playoff spot with Rochester. So Boston wins tonight. It's huge because they will win the tiebreaker against New York. One more win, they certainly would get in there because they would have 6 wins. Fridge up to Carmine, who can't collect because of Purdy's great aggressive D. Purdy on the run. Carmine shagging him. Frazier set to play D. Frazier just takes him off the cylinder. Carmine tries to wrap him up and does get the ball on the turf. Loose ball again controlled by O'Neal and Boston. You saw the stats throughout this game. They have controlled the loose balls. They do it again. This is when those loose ball categories really come up huge. You've got to get possession if you're in New York. But here's Boston winning 2 out of every 3. What a game next week, folks, because Buffalo gets loose balls maybe as well as anybody in the league. They'll be playing this Boston team. It's our game of the week. Ryan, backdoor Fridge. He's got 5-hole. You saw him try that in the first half probably 4 times. It never worked. This half, it's worked beautifully. Fridge gets his 2nd goal of the game. Another power play goal. And Boston has now a 3-goal lead. Watch it go from Ryan. Now Nicasio has to go back to the next pipe, and Fridge just buries it in the old 5-hole, right between the legs. Tough for a goalie to go from pipe to pipe. Darren Fridge, happy about that. He's untracked. He was shut out last week against Philadelphia, but he's getting some shots this week on the power play. 3 power play goals this quarter to help Boston come back 12-9 their lead. Boston defense, well, it's about as good as you can get, 10.9. And I'll tell you what, they have done a great job against New York. They've held New York to their lowest offense against than any other team in the middle. They've only allowed New York 12 goals throughout the history of this face-to-face. Fridge has had a big day. Christy Lee has him on the sideline.
Darren, a big power play goal yet again with a nice assist from Tom Ryan.
Yeah, we moved the ball really well in that situation, and finally I buried one of those chances I had on the crease.
Hey, do you think you're shaking Sal up a little bit?
Sorry, what's that question?
I said, do you think you're shaking Sal up a little bit?
Oh, we are now. We certainly weren't at the beginning. He was making a lot of great saves, and we were throwing some long shots out, and he was making them. So that builds his confidence. Now I think we're starting to egg away at it, and maybe we'll get it.
Well, 3-goal lead is a little bit of comfort here in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League, but as we've seen, this game could streak the other way at any time.
Pipe shot, Christy Lee, by Robinson. That would have been a 4-goal lead, but it hit the pipe. That one by Lockwood doesn't find much of a target. Left-handed shot from the right-handed side. Here goes O'Neal to Ryan, a fast break for Boston. And Christy Lee talked about the 3-goal lead. She's absolutely right. 3-goal lead, you get a little bit of comfort. Key on the words a little, because you can make up 3 goals very quickly. We're in the 4th quarter. The score 12-9 in favor of Boston with 4:20 left. This team has taken over on the strength of 9 out of the last 10 goals. Sombrado racing down the other end as they give it to Vinny. His brother was way down looking for the fast break. 4 minutes left in this game as Vinny Sombrado brings it down. I think this is a last chance for a playoff, not mathematically, but I really think New York had to win this game to have a chance. A lot of activity left in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League, though, because you've got a dogfight with Rochester, Baltimore, Boston.
He was holding his.
Eric Saramet trying to get his offense going. Now we're under 4 minutes. They've got to make up 3. In front, O'Neal. Very easily a holding call. We'll get to that play in a minute. Let's go to the sideline. Quint's got Gordon Purdy, the speedster.
Gordon, Boston's outscored you guys 9-1, and it seems like a lot of rebounds and ground balls are behind that. What do you make of the turnaround here in this game?
I think they're playing really well, really good two-man games, and they're getting the rebounds out in front of the goal. And we're breaking and trying to get a running game going, and it's just not working.
What's it going to take from here? 3 goals down.
We have to settle, get back on defense, and take positive shots that and follow up on those shots.
This is a key opportunity, Leaf, right now. This power play right here could do it.
No question, they've got to get one here. They've got a 5-on-4 opportunity. Backdoor, Saramet can't beat O'Neal. In the crease violation, the biggest save of the game. O'Neal just came up so strong. Saramet was in his face, went to the far corner, and O'Neal somehow made the block. That was a 5-on-4 opportunity that New York really worked beautifully. They got the ball to the far side behind O'Neal on his right, and then fed front left. Made O'Neal go from the right to the left, and still he makes the save. Ryan. 3 minutes left of the game, 1:10 on the penalty, and 4 on the shot clock. Frazier will just junk it down in the corner. Frazier now goes off. Some French lace come on. Robinson goes off. The man down for Boston will be Rodney Tapp, that is, Chanenchuk. And Talmo came in late. New York didn't take advantage of it. O'Keefe only 1 assist tonight. Saramet only 2 goals. Those were 2 big. Oh, Saramet zip. No goals. I'm sorry. So Saramet shut out tonight. So Saramet and O'Keefe are 2 leading scorers. Nothing going on. Boston has keyed on those players and done a great job. Killing the penalty. Talmo pulls it in. You've got 39 on the penalty, 15 on the shot clock. And 2 minutes in the game, folks. And Boston looks like they want to be a playoff team this year, and they very well might be. Teams already in the playoffs, Philadelphia and Buffalo. 4 teams make it in the 7-team league. Charlotte, the expansion team, will not make it this year. New York, backs against the wall. They can do it. They've got to do it now. Still 5-on-4. Shot against O'Neal, brushes it wide. 150 left. Backdoor to Purdy up top. They tried to get to Saramet. They couldn't do it. Vinny Sombrado could not get it over. And look at Chanenchuk. Dives out, knocks it away, eating up valuable time. Teams at even strength. McEntee dodges 1, 2 players, takes a shot. It still comes up to O'Neal, making the great foot save. Tommy Carmine gets the loose ball right in front of Vinny Sombrado. Starts the fast break with Chanenchuk. Backdoor in the center. Carmine follows it up. Chanenchuk to the back door this time. It was Donovan waiting there, but Purdy picks it off. Boston not in a big hurry because they've got the 3-goal lead. Now they're down to 1 minute of game action. New York working from behind. O'Keefe finally getting the ball up front. He's got rope. O'Keefe finally finds the mark against O'Neal. It may be too late. We'll see. They've got time left. He'll wheel in, take his shot. O'Keefe just rockets this ball. 2-goal lead for Boston. There's time left. Stay with us. Indoor Lacrosse League Game of the Week on ESPN2 has been brought to you by Bud Light, official sponsor of the 1996 Olympic Summer Games. Make it a Bud Light. By Bryan Lacrosse Equipment, the first name in lacrosse equipment and apparel. A lot of pressure on New York. They just scored a goal. They're down to within 2, and they've got a minute left. They need possession. The goalie will come out if they get possession. Vinny Pfeiffer pushed it down the field. Push on Boston. The goalie comes out. Locascio is out. That means it's 6 against 5. Desperation time for New York. They've pulled Locascio. Sal's on the sideline. He's on the bench next to John Phillips. Now it'll be 6 on 5. They want to get some offense going. Working the perimeter, won't do it. Inside will. Here comes the shot. O'Neal with a big save. Boston gets possession. That was their chance, and O'Neal came up strong. O'Neal trying to get it. Ball's open. Vinny Sombrado is so classy. Watch Talmo get knocked down. Now watch O'Neal. O'Neal dives for it. He's out of the goal. Vinny Sombrado, open net. Goal number 11. Yes, folks, they still can do it. One more time. Sombrado comes to the open net. Watch O'Neal. He's on the ground. He gets up. O'Neal behind goes crazy to the referee. He says, I was pushed. Vinny Sombrado, second goal tonight for him. He's a team leader. You cannot get a more experienced player.
This way, you can't let them get the ball in the face-off. Come in there, come in there.
Well, cover your spot. Cover your spot.
They've got to call it. Not Panetta. Inside of him, box him out. We're counting on you, kid. If we get it, pull it out, we'll get a tee.
Might come up with the ball up the face of the
Well, Vinny Sombrado putting his team back to within one. Now New York needs the pace. Only team that New York has never scored more than 12 goals against. Boston, the only team in the history of a major indoor lacrosse league. They have never scored more than 12 against this Boston team. We're looking at Ryan, we're looking at Carmine, and that sideline of this team who really knows how to play the Ron Fraser system. Tap, facing off against Borges. It's Key. The net is empty. It's 6-on-5 right from the face-off. Boston's got to get it. New York's got to get it if they want to tie the game.
Right here, possession, timeout.
Timeout called by New York. They're going to get possession with 30 seconds left and a chance to tie the game.
We're going to pull Sal.
Man up in war. Who's your 6-man up man? Okay, you got man up and Peanuts. Peanuts, you're in the center, okay? Listen, guys, listen. We gotta force the issue. We're not, guys. Vinny, we're not, guys, listen. We're not looking for one play. We're looking for like 3, right? Make it happen right away. You got us. We don't have a goalie.
Guys,
you got to swarm it right away.
He's making saves here. Shoot off the outside of the feet today. He's been making saves in the final.
There's O'Neill. All the pressure on this man, folks, because it's 6-on-5. There's no goalie. Sal Acasio's out. He's sitting on the sideline of that bench. New York with their last shot at O'Neill and Boston. Their last chance, as you see the open net, to crawl back into playoff contention. Here comes Lockwood. Nassau Coliseum stands up. 6-on-5. Working it down low is Panetta. Vinny Sombrado. Laser Lockwood. Down low. And O'Neill picks it right out of the stick of Panetta. And O'Neill will try to clear it. This will be the game if they can get it up cleanly. Finally to Donlan. No goalie. It's Lockwood in the goal, and Lockwood makes a big save. Not enough time, though. That was the shot. The one O'Neill saved gives Boston the win. Time is out. Boston with a 1-goal lead. O'Keefe can't believe it. O'Neill was sensational. Sal finishes the game on the sideline, but he has been at the top of his game today. 1-goal win for Boston against the Saints. They look like a playoff contender. And the player of the game, our Bud Light MVP, is Charlie Blanchard. Christy Lee's got him right now.
We do have Charlie Blanchard, 13 goals in the season, 4 goals tonight. Congratulations, our Bud Light MVP.
Thank you. Thanks. It feels good to get back, get another win under our belts, get a little bit of a breather in here, keep the race a little less interesting for us.
Charlie, you missed a couple of games with that hamstring. This is your first time back. You got to feel good. You did a great performance. It got a little scary there at the end.
Yeah, I feel good. Hamstring it tightened up a little bit when we had a lot of men, a lot of penalties, but it feels good to get a win.
Were you scared?
Get a little nervous down the stretch with 37 seconds left.
All right, Charlie Blanchard, this team looks like it's going to the playoffs. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Boston Blazers with a big win tonight, Leaf, in the Nassau Coliseum.
All right, Christy Lee. Charlie Blanchard came back, showed how important he was to this offense as he comes back to score 4. And it's the New York Saints that don't get the chance